musically.
Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. And I hope y'all are blessed and good today. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course, I have another dynamic show, another dynamic soul, and we're going to be talking about some things. But before we get into it today, make sure that you are following us, you're liking us, you're sharing this across platforms, and let's go ahead and get started. So, some of you may have noticed on social media and maybe even on some podcasts, right, that sometimes conversations can seem a little divisive, right? I mean, who really likes to hear all men this and all women that, right? So sometimes that can be a little bit like, huh? So I want to talk to Music Man, who actually did the theme to Relationship Soup podcast. We're going to get into it today. We're going to get his perspective. And you know what? This is going to be a really informative show. So kick back, relax, and get ready for a fantastic conversation. And also, please join the conversation as well. So let me go ahead and bring Music Man to the stage, to the stage, to the stage. Welcome. How are you?
Hey, good. I'm blessed. Hey, what's up, Lise? How's that going? How's everybody out there? How y'all doing? Hopefully, depending on the part of the country, hopefully y'all stay warm. It's probably warmed up here. It was like super cold in that town, but hey, we made it. So,
Hey,
so
that's it.
welcome.
Like, welcome, welcome. Look, this morning I was like, what in the fog is going on out here?
I'm
Oh,
serious. Even last night, I was looking like, oh, okay, it's one of those. But hey, we know we go through ebbs and flows with our weather in the Midwest. So, stay tuned because you blink and
absolutely.
it's going to be a winter storm. So, but thanks
And
for having me on the show today, Lise.
thank you so much for joining me. You know, you're one of my favorite people. So, you know, I had to have you on.
Facts.
You know, I had to have
Facts.
you.
Likewise. And thanks
Absolutely.
for shouting me out for the theme music. It was a pleasure to do the theme music and the intro video for you. So uh, it's definitely been a blessing being connected and being a part of this journey in this podcast because it's definitely a great group. If you haven't watched other episodes, please watch the other episodes. But let's blow this one up though, because there's Music Man on this one though. So let's go.
Okay. Let's get to that. You know what? I guess we could wait to the end. Mama, thank you for listening. Because, you know, I don't want to ever want to forget because sometimes, you know, you get into it and it's like, you know, but thank you for listening, mama, aunties.
Hey,
Y'all know.
mama. Hey,
And
mama.
birthday shout out to your mommy.
Yeah, my mama's birthday tomorrow. Let's put happy birthdays in the comments. My mama's birthday is tomorrow. So she's gonna be whatever years old. So hey, shout out to mommy. Love you, and we gonna celebrate tomorrow. We gonna turn up. So shout out to my moms.
Absolutely. Maybe
Just,
we could sing something for her before the end of the show because you sing too, right?
uh, I sing. You know that. You try to put me on the spot, but hey, we'll do it. Why not?
Listen, just put a little auto tunes on me though. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got
Make me sound
you.
like hey, you think you make me sound like Kelly Rowland?
I mean, with enough auto tune, anybody can sound like anybody you want. The
Yes,
biggest trick is what T-Pain, people actually find out, just recently that he could actually sing, that he didn't need auto tune. People are like, oh my God, he can actually sing.
that was amazing.
So,
I was like, wait a minute, X Factor. See you.
yes, yes, yes. So I
Okay.
got you. Anybody needs auto tune. Obviously, I'm in the studio, so it's a real thing. That's what I do, music producer. So I guess I kind of spoiled part of myself for what I do. So
Okay,
it,
I was about to ask you that.
it
See, because we divine connections, you know when I'm about to be asking you stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we already on that ebb and flow. Look,
yeah,
ebb and flow,
ebbs and
ebb and
ebbs
flow.
and flow, ebbs and flow. Yeah. So I guess I will start off with that. This is Music Man.
Absolutely.
So a little bit about myself. I am Music Man. That name was given to me by one of my mentors back in seventh grade. It was Mr. Thomas, which he should be listening. In. Hey, Mr. Thomas, what's up? He's one of my mentors back in seventh grade, and he started out calling me Superstar. Which hey, we gonna declare that anointing on me. Superstar is here, but it went from Superstar to Music Man, and it just caught on. And so, reason why people call me Music Man because I'm a man, as Lee said, of many talents. So keyboard player, self-proclaimed band nerd, music producer, DJ, vocalist. So, Music Man. I do multiple things when it comes to music. So, that's a little bit about me. Born in GI, so Gary, Indiana, stand up. For all my GI heads out there, I love
Here,
y'all. I haven't been home for a while, but GI, your boys representing out here in that town. So, show some love.
wait a minute. Let me ask you something, right?
Okay.
Look, you know how we was having this conversation, right? So
Okay.
why is it some people from Gary sound so country? Why some of y'all be sounding so
Oh, what are you coming for us? Hold on. Wait.
okay,
So,
maybe not.
actually,
Look, and that's not a dig. I like it though. Like y'all be saying,
nah,
or maybe that's more East Coast. Maybe, our test probably could break us down with the whole accent. You like,
no. I will actually, I have a real explanation to that. So, the reason why Gary actually blew up back in the day, if you think about the 1920s and 30s, was the steel mills. So a lot of people migrated from the South. So you got a lot of people that were from Alabama. Shout out to my grandfather who came from Alabama. You got people that was coming from South Carolina. So you do got a lot of people that were migrated from the South to Gary. So that's why you get that kind of Southern swing. But Chi-Town, we're next to Chi-Town, so Chi-Town got its own language. People say instead of saying car, we say ka. So that's definitely a Gary Chicago thing. You have to learn how to speak more eloquently, but definitely a city full of talent, a city full of hopes and dreams. Obviously, the biggest star in the world came out of GI, Mr. Michael Jackson. So it don't get any bigger than that.
absolutely. And I'm just playing. I don't want no smoke. I'm just playing.
Nah, nah, it's all
Look, I
love.
don't want no smoke. But I've definitely met some wonderful people from Gary. So, and you one of them. So, yeah, I'm just joking around. I'm
Thank
a
you.
closet comedian.
I already know.
So I try to
All
be.
right.
I be laughing at
That,
my own jokes, so I think I'm pretty funny sometimes.
Yeah, right. But see, that's the thing. If you don't laugh at your own joke, then it's pretty sad. It's just like, that bombed. but
Listen,
but I think half of a joke is confidence, right? You got to believe in your own joke. So
absolutely.
if you don't,
Yeah,
if
I'm
if you
to
don't
my
believe
own
it, they
joke.
like, nah, don't do that.
Listen, I don't want to answer myself though, so I ain't crazy.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
I know. See, and look, hold on. Now let me show y'all because I'm a professor by day, right? See, credibility. You are funny as I know. Look, that's my cousin, right on, Leah. She ain't said it. It's my cousin just because she my cousin, because she honest. She gonna tell
What's
the
up,
truth.
cousin? What's up, cousin?
Cuzzo, she be on it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into
Yes,
this divisive conversation, okay?
yes.
Hold on, wait a minute. Uh-oh, here we go. Derek got something. GI accent similar to Shy. I wonder about where the old school GI Nat beef came from. Had a lot of Gary friends, got in trouble for it too.
Yeah, I don't even know where that came from. That's wild to me. Like, yo, like I love my Nat Town people. I ain't got no beef. That's wild.
One of my exes was from Gary, and we was good. Just wasn't meant to be. So hey.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. So hello, hello, hello. Hey, so for those of you that are commenting like from Facebook and stuff like that, y'all got to give StreamYard the permission to um y'all got to give them permission so we can see y'all handsome and beautiful faces on here. But we gonna share your comments anyway, so please continue to join the conversation. So Reese,
Yes.
music man, let's get into
Yeah.
it.
Let's
So
go.
okay, now that we kind of are more acquainted, so how would you define like divisiveness when it comes to social media and some of these posts that we've seen?
So with social media, first of all, we got to understand the difference between reality and entertainment. A lot of people are looking for clicks and views. They are clout chasing, so to speak, when it comes to different things. So a lot of people are talking BS if we're really being serious. Um, and we're not really having the real conversations, which today we're going to have the real conversation because a lot of that's yoked in one entertainment. And then what we've allowed with everybody having access to iPhones and the camera and press record, but you got a bunch of broken people being able to speak their mind and not really saying anything. So it used to be a saying back in the day, talking loud and saying nothing. And I think that's what's going on in today's society. We got a lot of people who are hurt, coming from hurt places. They don't get healing. They don't actually do the work, as Lisa would say. And they just come on and press record. And then you get this rhetoric and echo chambers of BS that doesn't really amount to anything.
That's
Excuse
a
my
good
French, mommy. I'm going to church on Sunday. I promise.
look, mamas, we gonna repent on Sunday. Okay. We
Facts.
we
I'm
try
gonna
to
be at the altar, but I'm gonna tell the truth though. I'm
we
telling the
gonna keep
truth. This
it
is
all
the year.
real. Right. Mamas understand
Facts.
though. And Jesus understand that too. He understand real.
Facts. Right.
All
No
right.
doubt. Jesus turned over tables, but we ain't gonna talk about that anyway.
He first about that because I had actually shared a post about that during around the time of the protest. And all right, so let's go ahead. All right, so like in your experience, okay, how has like the divisive conversations impacted how you move on social media? Like, has it impacted how you move on social media?
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I actually look at it as pure entertainment, and then once I'm done being entertained, I turn it off
Mhm.
because I realize that that's just what it is. Because oftentimes people are just in echo chambers. Black men ain't ish,
Mhm.
black women ain't ish. It has nothing to do with anything. How many conversations are really having about saying, hey, let's uplift our black sisters, let's uplift our black men, because it's all about it's a construct, it's a matrix to divide us.
Mhm.
And we've been conquered in division. And I don't want to be a part of that echo chamber. I really want to actually see what's going on and look at like a doctor and do surgery. So that's why we're here today. We're gonna do surgery.
All right, I'm open for a little surgery. A little nip and tuck don't hurt. A
Look,
little nip
it don't hurt.
don't hurt.
We,
It
we,
do
we,
hurt.
we can even give you we can even give you a little anesthesia as well. So it won't hurt.
I mean,
But
I'm
to
scared
your
myself, but for the right call, I'll take. Um,
facts, it's to your point. You always say you got to do the work, and that's where we are. We have to do the work, but we also have to check the vitals too. Where are we? Because when you go to a doctor, they have five things they check. They check your blood pressure, they check your weight, they check um, your actual blood work. So those are vitals that we need to check in our community. Where's the temperature? Where are we at? And we need to really have not only the conversation, but a real resolve of how we start doing the work to heal and come together
definitely. And Janita says, hurt people.
all the time, all the time. You can't be from a hurt place and project healing. It's not going to work. You're always going to poison the other thing. So it's good to get by yourself and actually do the self-healing work so that you can be a better person. And I believe, because I am a man of God, is that you have to start with God. You have to go back to the Bible. You have to go to the place, the Bible. I have a cousin that's a pastor, Pastor Mark Jones, and he gave the acronym for a Bible, which is basic instructions before leaving Earth. So we have to, like, go to the instruction manual. Oftentimes we go on a course willy-nilly without having a clear direction, and we wonder why our lives are messed up. You don't have any direction. You're just doing it by feelings, emotions, and being human. Our emotions change daily. So the Bible talks about dying daily into ourselves so that we can make sure that we're have clear direction and working under God's order. Because otherwise, we're out of control. We're out of control.
So do you think, and maybe we'll get into the resolutions. Well, I guess we could almost talk about resolutions or possible resolutions. Everything is a case by case, right? Like
Yeah,
sometimes it's not black and white, right? Um,
obviously, obviously.
so we've kind of said that kind of hurt people, right? And then you're
Hmm.
bringing up like the spiritual aspects. Maybe if people tap into their spiritual self, that maybe that could contribute to how they move on social media when it comes to, or even in life, right? When it comes to
Yeah,
divisiveness. Would you agree with that?
I 100% agree with that, because you're only going to put out what's within.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you regurgitate, you have this echo chamber of things that what's in you. So if you have good morals, you're going to typically put out good morals. I mean, you definitely can be influenced by things in life, but if you have a good groundwork and you've been taught, by your family how to have good values and morals, that's typically what you're going to put out in the earth. Now you can slip up. I mean, we all fall short of the glory of the Lord, but at the end of the day, we're going to make sure that we get grounded back to things that are like, just something don't sit right with that. And divisiveness is one of those things where we like, why are we at odds with each other when we should be together? Because there's strength in numbers, right? And we're the last in terms of community as African American, and the reason why is because of devices. We're so divided. We're divided with when it comes to colorism. We're divided when it comes to financial. We're divided with education. We're divided from for lack of a better way of saying it, uppity people and our Pookies and Ray Ray. So those are things that we are divided on when we need to come together as a community, because we all have add value when it comes to our community. But we just have to know what those value adds are and know your purpose so that we can work together as one.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So Prince says, the work you put into yourself shows through your spirit character. You treat people better when you feel good about yourself.
100%. Yeah. What's up, Prince, by the way? So,
Hey,
yeah,
Prince.
absolutely. You have to do the inner work, because if you don't do the work, you're just going to emotionally vomit on people, and it's not going to feel good. And then people being divisive makes people want to get away from you. And then you find yourself being alone or forcing relationships because you're not doing the work on yourself. Because who wants to be around somebody who's always at odds, who's always argumentative, who's like, oh, I don't like you because you're this, because of that. No, we have to find the value add one in ourselves, because if you love yourself, it's easy to love others.
Definitely, definitely. So let me ask, okay, because I think in my heart, I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist, right?
Ooh,
So do you
I love
feel,
conspiracy.
well, I ain't gonna say that too loud. I ain't gonna say it too loud.
It's
Um,
okay. It's our secret.
so do you think there is an agenda to keep us divided? And I say that because just from my experience, right? I notice sometimes when it on social media, like it seems like some conversations are constant. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
so what are your views on that? I mean, that's just per my experience.
Yeah, and it even started before social media. If you look at the welfare system, it was started to get black men out of the household, right? So they told our black women, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a check to get your black man out of the house." and I have strong fathers. And then what we did, and this was like started with a white women's movement that black women wasn't even a part of or had no value add to it, but they said, I'll exchange your check for your husband and your protection. And then I'm going to make you raise your boys and your daughters by themselves. And then I'm going to make you hate your men. And then on top of that, I'm going to perpetuate songs like, "Hey, if you ain't got money, hey, you can't have none, honey."
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we have songs like, nothing going on but the rent. What have you done for me lately? That was in the '80s, and we kept perpetuating that. And the whole thing is divide us from each other. So all I see you for is, hey, a check, and hey, I might want to sleep with you every now and again, but at the core of it, I had this build up hate that was actually constructed by again a system that was set back even before social media began.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Oh, this comment section is blowing up. That's what we want to see. So, comment. So, Anjanita says it started for white men who were out of work. Black folks were excluded at first. Then those things came into play.
Hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I ain't forgot about your book, Anjanita. I'm getting that book.
Hey, Anjanita.
I just want to let you know. Absolutely. So, yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Okay. So this is just so funny because you and I, we've had conversations about this. So, uh,
Yes.
let me ask
Yes.
you this. So disagreements happen all the time,
Hmm.
right? On media, look, even in relationships, soup disagreements have happened. I've seen it across all the platforms, right? Um,
All
so
you
have,
had to do is
no, no, go ahead.
all you had to do is post. I was like, if you want to start a disagreement, all you have to do is post Kevin Samuels. I guarantee the comment section will be going crazy. But anyway, no,
I'm
go
about
ahead, Lise.
okay. So Kevin Samuels is a hot one, right? There are several of them that are pretty hot. Rest his soul. Rest his soul.
Yes, Russell Song. Yeah.
Um, so, like, in what advice would you give individuals for navigating these disagreements, right? Because a lot of times I find myself scrolling. There is
Hmm.
one conversation that I refuse. I learn. Look, listen, I just don't want to have the capacity because it's so disturbing. Like there was a podcast and it was a lady on there talking about, well, black women, they got some of the prettiest faces, some of the best bodies, but they need to be more soft and they could win. I ain't commenting. I just kind of, I, with all due respect, I just scroll, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what advice would you give people when it comes to navigating some of these divisive conversations and disagreements?
First of all, people have to be honest with themselves, and each person is individual, right? And there's different experience, and you can't be upset with people and their experiences.
Mhm.
But what we can't do is not do the work. So I have different women in my life who have different going through different experiences, very hopeful experiences. But what I found out is that oftentimes you have to go back to that dark place to begin the healing process, so that you don't have those echo chambers of this and that. Because yeah, we our women are the most beautiful women in the world. I'm sorry, don't cancel me on social media, but I think that we have a lot of hurt undealt with traumas that we deal with, and unfortunately, when you get in those echo chambers and people are just saying, "Hey, this is that," and women are pretty and this and that, but y'all got attitudes, or you need to get into your femininity. That hurts a lot of people because you're like, "I'm just trying to survive. I don't. I've been taught to be better," but that doesn't dismiss doing the work. So while I don't think that it's a good talking point to down on women, but to actually encourage them to, hey, sis, and there used to be in the community, Big Mama, right, or the grandmamas. I had one of the OG grandmothers. God rest his soul, G Jones. I love you, but we need to get back to OG grandmothers that told us the truth, that actually fed things into us. We got grandmothers who are trying to compete with daughters for men. We got grandmothers who are sitting down saying, "Hey, baby, that's not it," right? And we used to have that in our community. We don't have that anymore. So that's why you get these talking points of like, "Oh, You might be pretty, but you got an attitude. Well, what I've learned about conflict resolution is to always learn the why behind the what, right? You
Absolutely,
have to do, right?
definitely.
So if you don't know the why behind the what, then you're going to project your prejudice onto people, and that's what we do all the time. Oh, she all her feelings, she got an attitude because blah 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 this and that. Well, you don't know her, or he's
Mhm.
that's the way. He thinks he's player because this he has self-esteem issues. You don't know what his experience was, but we have to be able to have real conversation with people and dissect what's going on with them if we care enough. If Black lives really matter, we have to really start with us checking the temperature, saying, "Hey, what's going on with you? Let's talk about it," right?
Mhm.
Because we'll often learn times we're dealing with deep, undealt with traumas. I can easily count on my hand 5 people I know who have traumas that they're going through their life experiences, and
Mhm.
it's hurting. But at the end of the day, if we don't have the real conversation and really care for those people and really get into the root of it, then we're just throwing people back into talking conversations with the echo chambers and things like that. But we need to really talk about and do the work.
And I can agree with that. I feel like, and that's one of the things that in even creating relationship soup for me, just my platform, is to get understanding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, I feel like if you can actually understand, you might not even agree, but if you can get kind of to the root and get understanding, like maybe that could breed some type of empathy or just something to the point where it can kind of hopefully plant the seed for us to become more cohesive. I don't know. Just kind
And
of a
that's
thought.
biblical. And even that least is biblical. And all that get understanding, right? We have to understand, right? Because ignorance is bliss, but ignorance also causes more division, right? And a lot of times we have talking points speak for it from place of hurt and ignorance. So, and ignorance is not like calling somebody dumb; it's just what you don't know, right? And so we need to really start talking to people. If it goes back to that statement, if you're the smartest person in your room, you need a new room, right? Because you should always be gleaning for somebody that's better to elevate yourself. And it's time, in 2024, I know we call it the year of truth, but also I think it's to be the year of elevation, especially for our community.
That makes sense. Hmm.
So let's elevate, y'all. Let's go. Let's start doing the work.
Absolutely. Now, okay, so we got some comments. All right. Let's see here. So Antonita says, why not grandfathers too, though? Is it because granddaddy has other things to do?
No, I'm not even saying that because I had both grandmother, a great, wonderful grandmother, and a great grandfather. My grandfather was like father like, so I'm not dismissing fathers whatsoever. Um, Women often come from a place of nurturing, so I think that that's a good starting point because again, men are tough. I was raised by men, so I know the conversations that men have. So sometimes when you're dealing with a place of trauma, you need to deal with cat paws, something soft to start off, but then you're going to go in surgery and then it gets harder, right? Um, my uncle Larry, what's up, LJ, Larry Jones, shout out to him. We have some really deep conversations and we have man to man conversations a lot. But I can tell you the temperature of that when it comes to the way men talk about things versus women, if you're trying to rip the band aid off, you might hurt some feelings initially. But eventually you get to a place with real conversation. Because, yeah, granddaddies are needed too. But I just think that oftentimes, man, we kind of say stuff straight up, straight no chaser. So when you're coming from that traumatic place, you don't really need that right now. You can grow to that. But I think that we need to start with the matriarch and then graduate to the patriarch. So,
Hmm, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know,
because
go ahead. No, no, keep on talking. Keep on talking.
so because I'm sure at least you're somebody who had a mother and a father and in your life, and I'm sure the conversations that dad had with you versus mommy was much different. The temperature and temperament was different. So I mean, you could probably tell people how those conversations were different between mommy and daddy in terms of just give you that real.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you know what? That is very true. Rest my father's beautiful soul. I lost
Yeah,
daddy last. And
That's what's
you
up.
know what? I can truly say that I was blessed to have both my mother and father throughout my entire life to this stage, and so that has really shaped me in many ways, right? And one thing that I try to do that I think could possibly be helpful with some of this divisiveness and some of this discord that is created with different posts is like maybe say as per my experience, right?
That's
What if
it.
you
That's it.
really said like, yo, well, as per my experience, I chose all crappy dudes, or I chose all
Mm.
crappy, or
Okay,
you know,
since we going there, Lise. Okay.
well, let's go there. Let's go there. Or some, or
Mm.
some of those things. And even though we all are adults and know if somebody says all, that don't necessarily mean all, but it can hit you sometimes. To me,
Yeah,
it's just not speaking very educated like because that's an overstatement. It's never
absolutely.
all, right?
Yeah, the moment I
You
hear all
all
on
black
the
women are
video,
bad.
yeah, cut it out. It's not the truth. The
Absolutely.
reality is that all is a horrible word because you don't know everybody.
Mhm,
So to
mhm,
say all black women are bad or you got
mhm,
attitudes, you don't know every black woman. I can tell you the women in my family are great women and they don't have attitudes and they're not sassy. They're educated women. I have educators in my family. I have lawyers in my family. Great women who don't walk around, snapping and sassy. That's not it. We
mhm,
have polarized that in our community on social media, and it's a horrible representation of our people, but that's not it.
mhm, mhm,
There are a lot of men in my life that I know, like probably the 10 brothers in my life are all great fathers. Yet we perpetuate black fathers are horrible. They don't
mhm,
take care of their children. Where? I
mhm,
mean, yeah, is it some? Absolutely. There's always bad and good in everything, but we have to be honest and have those conversations. And when it comes to relationships, since you touched on it,
mhm,
we got to stop saying that, hey, I can't find a good man. Number one is you picked five pookies, and that's why you
mhm,
have five baby daddies. You picked five pookishas. That's why you got all pookishas as your baby mamas. You
mhm,
picked that.
mhm,
Let's be honest with it. And the thing about it is that it's a spiritual thing, right? Because we say, well, this person didn't look like this person. This person was taller. This person had this name. Spiritually, you pick the same person over and over again. You perpetuated that, and then we act like I don't know why I was in this relationship 5 times. You
mhm,
picked that,
mhm, mhm.
and part of the pillars that I want our community to start with, number one, accountability.
Thank you. Absolutely. Let's like some, and let's say some,
Some,
right?
some,
Let's say
some,
some people in our
some.
community, because some of us
No,
are
no,
very conscious, and I
no.
just try to say that because this is what I don't want, Lisa. When I was watching your show, you talked about this,
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm just putting it
no,
out. I mean,
no. Some.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
yeah, like when you and I talk, all live, we do say, we ain't
gloves
like
are off.
everybody bad, but yeah, absolutely. We'll go ahead and
Yeah,
finish.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. There's no everybody bad and everything. Because again, I know a lot of good brothers. I know plenty of brothers that take care of their kids. Shout out to my brother O'Keefe. Shout out to my actual blood brother Marcus. Take care of all his kids. Uh, shout out to all my uncles who take care of their kids. Shout out to my best friend brother Bryant taking care of his kids. So I have plenty of men who do that. And like I said, there's no all to anything. But what I will say is that our life is made up of the decisions that we've made
Hmm.
or are making. So again, there are some people that are accountable, but I just believe as a community, those are just pillars we should stand on and stand on business when it comes to being accountable and having integrity. And I
Hmm.
think that that's a good direction to go because, again, we talk about it. We talked about it. We've talked about all these different things, through the years. But I think we need to get past the point of talking and start doing. We need plans that we can actually truly implement and start doing the work together as a community. And I think Relationship Soup is a great platform to do that with.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so check this out. So Anjanita says, baby, sheesh, because picking the wrong ones is so easy if you don't know yourself.
Mm.
Definitely,
Say,
definitely.
say, Say it for the people in the back. I'm about to give her a love offering. What's her cash app?
She is absolutely brilliant. She's one of my favorite people too. Just even over the years, she's always just been someone of substance, you know. And she was on the show last week, so anyway, but yeah,
Yes, super
absolutely.
dope.
And the thing is, like, it seems like these principles that we're talking about, and I don't like to use the word common sense, right? But
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
generically say common sense. I did a whole lecture one time about common sense, and it was just anyway. So, but it's also realized too that some people may not have been exposed to accountability. I'm just
Hmm.
saying generically. I don't know everybody's story. I
Yeah.
was made to be accountable, and I seek knowledge in different things. I want to be accountable. I want to grow. I want to do all these things, but everybody isn't always in the same place. And maybe that's something to realize too, that just because this is your experience, that doesn't mean that's everybody's experience. So maybe it's a patient factor or understanding or
Yeah.
empathetic or whatever. So
Yeah. The reality is when you're dealing with anything that you're trying to fix, specifically with people, you have to meet them where they are. You're somebody who's a Christian too. The church always says, "Come as you are." That's biblical. Come as you are. You know, you don't come healed. A lot of people feel like they can't come to church or come to God because they feel like, oh, I got to be this perfect being. Come as you are, and begin doing the work. No, nobody's like judging. Oftentimes, that when you're in a hurt place, truth seems like judgment, right? And it's not that. It's like, hey, if I'm, in a place where, hey, I need to, do some work. If you're telling me about that, that's love. For you not to tell me about it means that you really don't care about me.
mhm.
So if I'm driving down the road going the wrong way, and you say, "Hey, uh, you
I'm
don't say
sorry.
nothing," we
You got
sorry,
me.
so
I'm so sorry. I don't. Listen, I'm sorry. It throws me every time because I don't know this whole StreamYard. I'm still learning it. But if you do certain motions, like it creates like, did you see that bubble that popped up in your?
no, I did not.
Sorry. So I'm just laughing
But
because like one podcast, I had some balloons or something. I'm like, I don't even know how I did that, but I'm sorry. Reese, please
oh my
continue.
goodness, no. So I mean, we have to be honest. Like, love is not allowing you to do whatever you want to do, especially if it's reckless. So if I'm happen to be driving down the wrong side of the road and you don't tell me, we crash and kill ourselves, is that love? No, you should be saying, "Hey, get over. You're on the wrong side of the road. You're going to kill us." And that's how we have to. Sometimes we don't have time to always be like dealing with situations with soft gloves and say, "Oh, everything's okay." There's room for that because people have been through traumatic experience. So we have to make sure that we deal with people where they are. But then that doesn't mean that we dismiss the truth, right? So I think that's very important. That while dealing with people in the area and being gentle with them and understanding where they are, that we don't take away the truth. We just have to tell the truth. And since 2024 is apparently the year of the truth, what's up, Cat? But we just got
So,
to tell the truth.
okay, okay. Now let me ask you this. So do you feel like, okay, so there are a lot of content creators out here, right? There's zillions
Oh
and
Lord,
zillions of content
uh,
creators out here. So what
yes.
responsibilities do you think creators have in shaping like positive online spaces? Do you think they're responsible for that?
I say it's 50-50. So I mean, it's 50% of their responsibility, but it's just like any entertainment, music. You have a choice to actually download that into your spirit, or you cannot. You can say, yeah, that's just not for me. We have to, and it's very easy to get those things because, especially with TikToks, you got those 30-second clips that can easily download into your spirit. And you're like, why am I thinking this way? Why am I feeling this way? But you have to have your own morals and standards to not be shaped by things that are on social media and video clips. Because again, people will say anything for clicks and likes and views. So you got to really look at, is this entertainment or is this real stuff? And
Mm-hmm.
I think that like when you start doing the work, you'll be able to see behind the smoke and mirrors what's real and what's not.
So discernment.
Discernment is everything. Spiritual discernment is the truth.
Or, even general too, like discernment, I hate to use this word, common sense, right?
Yeah.
That sometimes like it is entertainment. Like there have been like, I guess, reels or whatever to be released, right? Like these scenarios or whatever, and they be scripted, right? And I
Yes.
can recall times where it was one, I ain't even gonna mention it, but it was like, what the nerve? How could she do that or whatever? And in my spirit, I'm feeling all like, well, dang, that's messed up, right? So it's all this
Yes.
emotionalism all over the place. And it turns out that it's a script. It wasn't even real. And it's a lot of like stuff out here about relationships, about whatever that ain't even real. Dating, relationship, marriages, that's not even real. So that maybe that's
Yes.
something people can like download into their spirit as well, that this some of this stuff is cap, right?
It's a
So
it's a it's big cat because oftentimes like I would say it's 95 cat and maybe 5% truth
mhm, mhm,
because it's all about divisiveness. It's you know if you get caught up in that echo chamber, then you become bitter, you become hurt, and then you have a different skewed view of life. When in reality, that's not reality.
mhm, mhm.
It's not real. So I because we're all guilty of it. I mean, again, when you have these different podcasts coming out and you listen to this stuff and these talking points, and what I've learned is, a broke clock is right twice a day, right? So at the end of the day, there's some truth in it, but you have to understand what wickedness is. Wickedness is twisted truth, right? You put a little bit of truth and you twist it, and then that's how you get wickedness. So it's wickedness because we'll gravitate to like, oh yeah, my mama told me that sounds good, and then we go left in a totally different direction. That is like, wait a minute, how do we get here? And so the rabbit hole goes deep on the level of divisiveness that we have on the internet, and we just gotta really just disconnect and unplug from the matrix
Mhm.
and really talk to people, have real conversations with somebody. I mean, people don't really even talk on the phone barely anymore. Everything's, hey, let me text message, let me send you emojis. But how many times do we just sit down and have real conversations with people? Um, and that's what I love. I think one of the greatest things to have, family members and friends that you can have these real conversations with, because unfortunately people don't talk anymore. And I think that's another starting point, is to become better communicators and to have enough spiritual discernment to understand how people communicate and come to their level. Not necessarily that we have to match their energy, because that's a whole other conversation in itself, right? But
Mhm,
be able to communicate effectively to invoke change
mhm,
in a
mhm.
positive way. Yeah.
That makes sense because I was going to ask you, and I'm glad that you said that about like talking to like a support system. Even about some of the stuff that you see online, because that can kind of help you process some of this stuff, right? And
Yes.
maybe just kind of get it out. So, what other examples? Let me ask you this. So, have you ever, from your experience, solved any like conflicts online? Like have you ever seen an argument or something break out, a conflict, and you just was like, yo, let me be Superman right quick and let me go ahead
Yeah, I have. I tend to again check the temperature, because some people are just going to be divisive regardless. Like no matter what you say, it's like, this is the way I think. This is how I was raised. But if somebody's somewhat reasonable, I'll always try to deposit something positive into their spirits. Like, hey, I get what you're saying about this, but have you ever thought about it this way, right? Because I always like, with conflict resolution, you have to see both people's perspective on it in order to come to gain agreement. So I've done that, but I'm very selective in when I do that, because again, that can turn into attack against me. So I try to stay out of comment sections and things like that, unless I check the temperature first. So because that's backfired on me before. So
in. Okay, so we have some stuff and we have some listeners with some comments. So Derek Hewitt, Norris, thank you for listening, Derek. Yeah, there is my word, discernment. Most of us are lacking it in a real way today, but we don't realize it due to agreeability and validation of like-minded people.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's that's amazing. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's yeah, and that's the thing. It's being able to do the work on ourselves first, because again, once we do the work, then we can start pivoting out to have effective communication with each other. Are we going to get it right initially? Absolutely not. We're going to have those ebbs and flows. We're going to have those false starts when we start doing the work, but we got to keep doing it. One of the things that I've learned as somebody who recently dropped 45 pounds,
Mhm.
um, I had to do the work, but it's something that you constantly have to do every single day. And it's a decision. Days when you don't feel like it, you have to do the work. And eventually it'll become a commonplace and it's part of your actual routine. So I think that that's something we have to do in the community. It's going to be hard at first, breaking divisiveness, but we have to continue to perpetuate and work and work and work till it becomes the actual norm for us.
Mhm. Mhm. So let me ask you this, like what advice, because I we know what it is to do the work, right? Where would you tell people to go? Like, are there any resources? Are there like what advice would you tell people to go to if they're like, I need to do the work, like to start that process?
Mm. So I think that self-help books are actually amazing. I don't have any off the top of my head, but one I will say, the Bible. I'm just believe, like, for my personal life, I think that that's the encyclopedia of all things life. That is the basic instructions before leaving Earth. Shout out to my cousin Pastor Mark. But I think that there's resources at community centers. There's resources at my church. My church deals with mental health, deals with women abuse. They have women groups. They have men groups. Every single thing. They have a children's church. So, and shout out to my pastor, Pastor Jackson. But you need to just find community involvement and really just start going outside your four walls. Go talk to people, even if whether hey, it's in a church or whether it's another counselor that's not part of a church, but you need to talk to somebody. And men too, men and women both. We need to get out and start dealing with our stuff, because we're going too far, and until we start doing the work, we're going to always be divided, and a house divided is going to fall. So we have to make sure that we reconnect, start building, and start polarizing, being connected, being
Mhm.
as a unity. We need to unify ourselves. So
Awesome. So let me ask you this. How do you envision the future of social media? It's in terms of like unity and all that stuff. Like how do you envision that?
well, unless there is some major change to bring solidarity, divisiveness is going to continue to increase, because people get clicks, views, they get the clout off of being divisive. So one of the biggest drugs is fame. So if I'm getting popular, I'm getting clicks, likes, views off being divided. Why would I talk about solidarity? So we have to continue to do the work to say, hey, despite I'm not doing it for the clout chasing, I'm doing it because I'm really trying to help our community. So we need more relationship, soup podcasts. We need people to actually share, like, these videos, circulate these videos where we're talking about positive things about connecting and doing the work. That is the only way we're going to change, until we continue to, as long as we continue to perpetuate all this garbage and download those things into our spirit, it's not going to change. But we have to actually be at the forefront of the change. So again, we have to get more positive views and things out there so that we have different outlooks. Because right now, divisiveness is at an all-time high,
Mhm.
and it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon.
That's true. That's true. So Coco, the fox bud, thank you for participating and thank you for all your feedback. No cap, you guys are dropping mad jewels. Please keep it going. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, sometimes it is being the change that you want to see, right?
Yes,
Um,
agents of change. Absolutely.
absolutely. Like letting people see the light through you, right? Um, maybe that could definitely be one of the ways to kind of foster some unity. Uh,
Yes.
let's see here. Hmm. This is very thought provoking. Very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Um, even with all that we've said, do you really feel like content creators can create a balance though? Do you think that there's a such thing as balance? Like you said, like some are doing it like some people are getting paid off of this stuff, right? Some of this is their
Hmm.
bread and butter, right?
Yeah.
And we know how algorithms and different things work. Whew, let's not talk
Yeah.
about it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, the love of money is the root of all evil. So again, if I'm making top dollar to
Mhm.
be divisive, and I'm telling you, hey, Lisa, black men ain't ish, and I'm getting paid off of that, guess what I'm gonna keep doing? I'm gonna keep getting paid, and I'm gonna tell you every day. I'm gonna make TikTok shorts. I'm gonna make Facebook posts. I'm gonna make stuff on a gram. I'm gonna make all these posts about that because guess what? I'm getting that bread, and I'm chasing the paper. People are paper chasing, so it's really hard because if that's paying me again, because I want that money, I'm gonna say and do whatever to get that money. So it's going to be really hard until they see content creators who are actually bringing forth unity and talking about solidarity, and they start getting paid. Then they'll change their tune. But it's really hard to tell somebody people to, hey, stop what you're doing and switch over to talk about solidarity. It's almost impossible if you're making money off of it. Now, if you're not making any money and you're just going whatever the wind goes, hey, you may be able to change, but reality is that oftentimes content creators probably won't because that's their livelihood.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Which makes sense. I mean, and that's across the board, even with reality shows, even with so it's just,
Yeah,
conflict.
even
It
music.
oh, look, you wanna speak on that, Maurice? You
Woo! Okay.
want
Before I speak on that let's talk about our sponsor for today. I'm sorry, we don't have a sponsor, but I want to do a shameless plug for the fragrance I'm wearing today because I'm a
you
fragrance
know
fan,
what,
so
and
I
I
didn't say
was
that at the
gonna ask
beginning.
you that. Like, let's get off topic for a minute because let me tell y'all something.
Mm.
This man right here is a cologne connoisseur. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I sprayed on my special little blend today too, right? Because I was just like feeling like I want to create that positive energy space. So what you wearing on today?
So today, this is our sponsor. I'm kidding, no sponsor. I wish this is Dior Sauvage Elixir. It is amazing. Like if anybody knows about the Dior Sauvage line, like pretty much all of them are bangers, except for, in my personal opinion, the Parfum. But I have all of them. But this one is like, this ain't cheap, but I will say that it is worth the buy. So, ladies, if you want your man to smell good, cop a bottle of this Dior Sauvage Elixir. It is amazing. I do shameless plug. I have about 40 fragrances, so yeah, you can judge me now. Anyway, Dior Sauvage, amazing fragrance. Yeah, I'm a collector. But and that's the thing too. I think that every man should have fragrances in their collection. Again, level up, right? Get
Mhm.
past the old spice. No judge, but hey.
But if Old Spice works for you, right?
No, I'm just playing.
But
I'm just
hold
playing,
on, wait a
Tim.
minute. Let me
I'm
tell you
just
something.
playing.
Because that Old Spice body soap smells good though. Like some
Nah,
of them
no.
smell really good. I'm not saying
Uh,
go and buy Granddaddy and them, Old Spice, but smell good. But hold on
yeah.
though. So Derek does have a question for you. Has he heard of Dr. Hassan Johnson or Hembrism? Hembrism. Hembrism. If so,
Hassan
thought.
Johnson.
Have you ever
Oh
heard of that?
yeah, yeah. I think the brother's dope. Um, you know, again, I think that I always glean something for everybody, right?
Hmm.
And I'm probably going to get mutilated from in the comments for saying that, but even somebody like Kevin Samuels, again, a broke clock is right twice a day.
Hmm.
So everybody's going to say something that occasionally they're like, yeah, that's the truth. But I think that Hassan Johnson, he's definitely a person that uplifts the community and talk about, he's one of those people that talks about being unified and not divisive. So he has a lot of points about solidarity. So I think he's super dope.
Okay. Okay. So hold on. So Eric Shelton says Old Spice works for no one. Really?
Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
I- okay, I'll let it go. But I ain't gonna lie. I saw some of those Old Spice body soaps, and I'm
the
like,
body soap the body soaps are fine, but I'm talking about like the old school splash on the face,
oh
old
yeah, little,
old school splash. Like they like, oh, you smell about like my daddy.
like great grand, and them.
So like I'm trying to tell you, like the ladies are not going. It's not gonna go over well with that one. But anyway,
But
side
you know,
note.
what?
But
It's
yeah,
some ladies out there that's like, I mean, I know how I like my men to smell.
yeah, for
I
sure.
don't, I definitely have my setup. This thing on earplug always fall. But yeah, I definitely know how I like my men to smell. And that one right there, that Dior, that is amazing. So
This was yeah.
listen, that and that I hate to give all these plugs, but it's another one. Creed got some nice ones too. That Aventus.
Creed Aventus is the truth.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
listen.
Yeah, Creed
I
Aventus
want
is
to do
dope.
something, Reese. I want to do some Reese, right?
Yes.
Okay, because let's attempt to balance some of this negativity out there, right? Now we know we have established that it's not all, right?
Yeah.
Not all men, not all women, or whatever.
Hmm.
Say something positive to the women out there. Like, give some positive affirmation or something positive for the sisters out there, for the women out there. I'll give you a
Yeah.
second.
Facts. First of all, at least I need you to follow my instruction. I need every sister that's watching this follow my instruction. I need y'all lift your hands.
Wait,
All right, lift your other hands. Oh,
uh,
now don't smell your pit. I'm just playing. All right, do this and do this and
yeah.
squeeze hard. I want to tell y'all, I love as a black man, we love y'all, right? And here's the thing: we black men who really love their black women, I will tell you, we would go to the ends of the earth to protect y'all, right?
Mhm.
Every black woman that I have in my life, whether it's friend, family, uh, I really make sure that I protect and listen in because, again, we have to protect our women. I know oftentimes, the people circulate this statement from Malcolm X that black women are the most unprotected women, but we come from y'all.
Mhm.
Black women are our mothers. I love my mother. I would tell you 7 days a week. I don't have any mommy issues. I love my mama, and I love y'all as a whole as women, and I love my daughter. I love y'all. Like it's nothing that we wouldn't do as black men to protect you and love on y'all. So I really want y'all to look in the mirror, on a daily and use the affirmation. There's a black man that loves me. Squeeze, hold yourself tight. They do love us because we will literally go to the ends of the earth to make sure that y'all are loved and know that real black men.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to dismiss anybody, but a man who's about his purpose understands that a king can't be a true king without a queen. So we got to protect our queens, right?
Mhm.
And so I just want to say, as a black man who comes from a black mother, we love y'all.
Mhm.
I need all the women who feel the same way. Put up some hearts in the comments, please, because we love y'all, right? And I need this to be the conversation. If this is the year of the truth, let's take the gloves off. Black men, we really do love our women
Mhm.
because let's talk about it, right? Because we often see this too on the internet that black men um, are going to the other side, right?
Mhm.
But the reality is that if you are looking at the stats, black men in numbers still marry more black women
Mhm.
than
Mhm.
anything else. So we love y'all.
Mhm.
Just love us back. That's all we asking. And that's how we can move forward in this community. We got to love on each other, right? Because love conquers all. That's biblical. That's Jesus bars.
Mhm.
Bars.
And I'm gonna drop
So
some later because we're gonna get in the studio.
yeah, let's go. I got I got the NPC ready for you. I'm gonna chop up the vocals. Uh,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, again, I know that I've been going on for a while, but like that struck a chord. When we say, hey, speak on, how you feel about Black women, like everything. I love God. I love my Black women. I love my Black brothers.
Mhm.
Sometimes people are too hardcore to say they love our brothers. I love my brother, my blood brother Marcus. I love you, brother. I
Mhm.
love my uncles, all my uncles. I love my brother O'Keith. I love all y'all. Y'all my people. Mr. Thomas, which I'm sure you listen in. I love you, brother.
Mhm.
And we just gotta get to the place of getting back to love.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because hate divides and hate hurts,
Mhm.
And so I just really want to get that deposited into your spirit that as a Black man, and there's many of us, and I hope I see brothers in the comment section sharing that same feeling that we love y'all. We do.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just check your moves. I want to also say this, Lise. And don't crucify me for saying this, but since we're in the year of the truth, might as well go for it, right?
And let's tell the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Ladies, I wish I had a Zoom that I can zoom in right now, but we talk about oftentimes with this divisiveness. There's no good Black men. I'm a challenge, sisters. I'm a challenge you on this. Check your friend zone.
Mhm. Check the friend zone. It might be some good, good prospects in the friend zone, right?
Mm, mm.
Maybe, maybe, right?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We're not ready
Okay.
for that conversation. We're not ready
You
for that conversation.
you know and thank you for that word too, because there is, if you really allow yourself to get caught up in the matrix or the simulation or whatever you want to say it is, it can really start wearing on your spirit, right? Because sometimes it might catch you at one of them times where it's like, ouch. So thank
Yes.
you for that positive word. And I just want to tell my sisters too, you are beautiful. Look, y'all beautiful,
Yes.
right?
You're
um,
amazing. Amazing.
Amazing. Like, and just keep going. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep shining. Just keep, just keep working on yourself, healing, right? Sisters, you are beautiful. And don't ever
Yes.
forget that. And F what this world is talking about, attitudes and softness and all that stuff. Hey, you gotta march, you gotta do what's going to work for you, right? You got to move in your environment how you move, right? And don't let this world like dictate how you should move and be as a sister, because some of this stuff out here, I'm going to be all the way real with you. Some of this stuff, people just saying it because it's been repeated over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Realize the flaws and falsehoods in that, right? But my sisters, y'all are beautiful, and I love y'all. I love all my
Yes.
sisters.
Yes. Yeah.
And my,
And
because we
yes.
got to put a positive word out there for the brothers too, right? Because I just wanted to start there. Like,
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Because again, women are the matriarch of our community, right? And women are the ones who set the groundwork for the actual temperament in our community, in our households, right?
mhm,
So if you love on our women in our community, then we'll be better off because hey, again, I really don't like the the reference of soft girl that because to me it's like fool's gold for women being in their femininity, right? You got soft girl, fool's gold, femininity, which is of God, is
mhm,
real gold. So I want women to actually work towards that feminine, that era. But again, femininity doesn't mean that you're soft.
mhm,
Feminine means that you actually have the God-given energy and temperament that is part of your nature. Just like uh, I hear oftentimes the argument is I need a man to put me in my femininity or soft girl energy. And I hear what you're saying, But if the tables was turned, you would call a dude sassy. And let's be real. If I
Some,
said
some,
some, I'm
maybe.
sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I know we on live. I gotta behave. Some, but let's be honest. Like oftentimes, if a man said that, it wouldn't go over well. Like, hey, I need you to be feminine so I can be in my masculine energy. But yeah, but again, you have to do the work. And I commend Lisa because she talks about that for every single show. You got to do the work. And we do, because work breeds results. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
So what I'm kind of hearing is, so basically kind of taste it before you put it out there, right? That may
Always,
be a way
always.
to kind of help with the divisiveness and, just kind of perspectives on things. Like just kind of taste
Yes,
it before you put it out there, right? Okay.
you have to. Yeah, because otherwise we're just going to go into a place of, well, this echo chamber of this, that, and we're not getting anywhere. We're like a gerbil on a wheel, just running. Like, okay, we're running the place, but it's not going anywhere. And these divisive conversation is not moving us forward. It's actually taking us backwards. So because I love us and our community so much, Black women and Black men, I really want us to move forward because, again, why not? We say kings and queens, but let's represent that in this world because we are. And I want to see us shine to the best of our ability. We are the most imitated people on the planet, yet we're the most divisive. You hear
That's
me?
pretty. That's deep. That's deep. Hmm. Recognizing your power within. You know, we
Yes.
we are powerful people. We're beautiful people. There's a lot of positive to us, regardless of what this system says, regardless of what society says. There's a lot of positive, and all is not lost.
Yes.
Let me ask
Yes.
you this, Marie, since we don't want to leave the fellas out. Like, what's a positive affirmation or something out there that you would like to put out there to the brothers?
Yeah.
And then I will follow you with that.
Yeah. So our brothers, you are enough. Number one. I'm gonna stop right there for a little bit. I'll let you marinate that. You are enough. You are strong. You are courageous, brothers. You are great fathers. You are not you ain't. Okay? Because that's what we always hear. Black men ain't,
Mhm,
but the reality is you are.
mhm,
You're made in the image of God, just like women was. And you're designed to be leaders, great fathers, great husbands.
mhm.
So I challenge us at 2024 and beyond to be better men. Let's hold each other accountable. Let's do the work, whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual, or all three, because that's the whole trifecta of being a better person, right? So, black man, from another brother, I love you. No homo. Okay. So I got to say that because we got to check the
Oh,
temperature. But the brothers know what I'm talking about. But from a black man to another, yeah, I rock with y'all. And let's continue doing the work. Let's be better. Let's start praying for each other. Let's start speaking life into one another. Because unfortunately, if you're turning on TikTok, Instagram, all these divisive platforms, all you're hearing is that you're not ish. And
mhm,
that's not the reality. God didn't make junk. And let me say this: God
mhm,
didn't make one single junk person or trash person. It's just people make trash decisions,
mhm, mhm.
right? So know who you are, because when you know who you are, you'll do better,
Mhm.
and you'll live in your divine purpose.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Derek says, I was referring to black men loving our women, but I also agree with your take on femininity as well and us being most imitated. Okay.
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
And Eric
I,
Shelton says, bingo.
appreciate you, appreciate you. Yeah, because we got to get back to the basics. That's the crux of it. Is that once we get back to the basics, once women get to be real women, like not, and this real that you have to use quotation, right? Because people take that different, But women get to be in their most authentic self. When men get to be in their most authentic self, and we come together, there's strength in numbers. Oh, we're gonna be unstoppable. It's unstoppable when we come together, and it's amazing to me that I truly believe that, at least, that God created this platform for a purpose such as this, such a time as this, right? Because again, you you know you in your life has had different experiences and went through ebbs and flows, but the thing about that is that it's like exercise. When you're actually lifting a barbell, you're breaking down the muscle, right?
Mhm.
And it hurts. It's painful, right? But once you get to that place where you get to rest the muscle, that's when you actually build strength. And you went through, your experiences in life, but now you're coming about back better, stronger, wiser. And there's a light on you in this platform, and that's why people are gravitating, and so many people are deep. Like, is it still at 25,000 deep?
Oh yeah, in the group, yes, it still is. We was in
Yo,
trouble. We got in trouble with Facebook for a minute, but
uh-oh.
now good. Now look, we back in business now. But I mean, it was something from like 3 years ago. Facebook had cited it was something somebody posted, and it's like 3 years ago, really. But we still 25K strong. We are still going.
Yeah, and everybody who's listening in the comment section, just real quick, for just a quick moment to show some appreciation to Lisa Hughes for this platform. I need y'all to put hearts and flowers in the comment section. Come on, run those comments up. I need hearts and I need flowers in the comment section. Give her flowers, because she came back and she started this at a time where she was going through some deep things. I'm not going to expose her stuff because I don't do that, but it was coming from a place where it was dark, and then she created this platform that was such a light to people, and that's God's work. Amazing. So, like, shout out to you, Lisa, for creating such an amazing platform that's not about divisiveness, but just the actual opposite. And it's all about solidarity. And so, Relationship Soup, I love this platform. I'm glad that I'm part of it. You got a dope theme song by some dude named Music Man. I don't know who he is. but
Absolutely.
uh but yeah, it's an amazing platform. Like, share this platform, because again, this is the kind of stuff we need to cycle through our TikToks. These are the conversations we need to cycle through our Instagrams and Facebook or YouTube. So let's make sure that we, share this platform with people, and hey, join the group. Have these real conversations on a daily basis. Ooh, I
Absolutely.
see. I think I see some flowers and hearts. I see them.
And you know what? And these people, and let me tell you, like Derek is amazing. Like I remember when he joined the soup many moons ago, and he's always been consistently conscious, consistently uplifting, consistently, and that's why I had to have him on the show. Is because he
Yes.
really does have so much wisdom, so much knowledge, so much to contribute, and he's genuine, he's real, and just a dynamic soul. I know I use that a lot. Look, absolutely, and dynamic are my words. Look, don't even inbox me, and to my people, to my support system. Let me know. I know I said it 50, 11 times. But yeah, Derek, thank you so much. And it is throughout. Like y'all gonna make me like I'm a cancer, so y'all gonna make me like be emotional. Thank you, Anthony, with the hearts. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. This is really beautiful. And you know what? It's only going to get better because I always believe a pure heart and pure intentions always win. You know,
Always
Help-
say
help- I'm pure,
say,
not
say that for the people in the back.
perfect. I'm pure, not perfect. And I just believe a pure heart always wins, right? Thank y'all so much. Eric has something to say. You have to have enough humility to learn from the experiences and be and do better. If you're refusing to change, no experience will make you stronger, only mean, bitter, and damaged. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That is very true. That is very, very, very true. And we got to learn from these experiences. And I can be honest that, I was stuck before and, I did become resentful. I did become, because I was in such a dark space. So learn those lessons and, do the work, do knowledge of self, get centered and all of that. That's really important, so that you
Yeah.
can grow. Because really, I believe that all these things that we are experiencing is for our growth. And they really not personal, although it feels personal. And in the moment that it really feels personal, but it's really for growth. And even like
Absolutely.
every person that I've met, every person, I am really thankful for the experience because even if the relationship didn't make it, even if the friendship didn't make it, we taught and we learned, but it was just time to move on. So is that really a failed relationship, a failed marriage, or a failed
Mhm.
relationship? No, no, it's actually successful because we did what we had to do for the moment that we were, you know,
Yeah.
in an
And I love that
entanglement
statement.
or as a friendship or whatever.
Yeah, and to that point, I love that statement. People come into your life for a season or for a reason, and and both of those things can be true, right? And so, again, everything is a blessing, but it's all about your vantage points and how you look at it. The pain could be a blessing in your life if you get to that place where you mature and say, "Hey, that place where that dark place allowed me to be stronger and be the person I am today." Because hurt, it's a difficult thing to deal with, and grief, and there's 5 stages of grief, and we have to do the work to get through those, but you always come out on the other side. The Bible talks about gold and how it's made. It goes through a super hot heating process, but it's to get the impurities out. And then the Bible talks about it, and I said this to you, Lise, after coming out of your dark season, and going into 2024, you shall come out as pure gold.
You did say that.
Eh,
You did. You
so
did. You absolutely did. Oh, look at E. And yes, no doubt we love Lisa. Thank you. And thank y'all for listening.
facts.
It's so many. Let's see here. Oh, much appreciated, Lisa. And likewise, consistently positive and aware. A beautiful spirit. Thank you. Hold on. Jeremiah. Oh, thank you. Lisa is so damn easy to look at. Well, I appreciate that. I be trying to drink my water and stuff. I be trying to drink my water. Thank you, Jeremiah. I appreciate that.
Yes.
So, just to piggyback, then we got to wrap it up. And I'm gonna have you back. You already know I'm gonna have you back. But the message I want to give to the brothers that need to hear it. I mean, I love all my brothers. I love y'all. I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. And thank you. I'm always gonna love y'all. I genuinely will love y'all and keep going. And don't let the system, don't let anybody dictate to you anything that's going to break you down, right? See through the discord, the BS that's out there, and just keep moving forward. Just keep being your beautiful divine self. Okay? That's all I got to say about that.
I did. I felt like I should have did a scout honor in that. I'm inducted into to the community. Yo,
And, and let
I
me say
love
this,
it.
and let me say this too. Because I get the comments, right? This episode, we definitely wanted to comment on divisiveness, especially in our communities, right? This was Reese's Music Man's, uh, something that he's really passionate about and that we've talked about before. So, just know that this is where we really wanted to go with it on today. So
Yeah,
that's
100%. Yeah,
1,000,
it's 1,000. Put
1,000.
those 100 comments
Stop
because
in my
it's real. Because again, that's where love starts. Like if I truly say I love Black women, we have to do. I have to make sure that we talk about real stuff. Again, it's that analogy of if I don't tell you going down the wrong street and you crash and kill us, then hey, is that really love? And oftentimes we don't. We say we love people thinking that because we shower them with gifts or we let them do whatever. No, that's not love.
Mhm.
It's no different than a parent saying, hey, I'm gonna let you do what you want to do, and you can go bust your head. Like, no, love says no. You're gonna hurt yourself. Let me pull you back from endangering yourself. So let's continue to do this kind of work. Let's put those positive affirmations out on a regular basis. And I think honestly, let's blow this thing up in 2024. I would love to see more and more, even if it's like a short 30-second TikToks. Hey, hey, good morning, sis. I love you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Good morning, brother. I love you. Or hey, King. You know, I mean, I know that's the new thing on the internet now. Hey, King. Yo, I just want to tell you, you're doing well. Keep going. Hey, Queen. Hey, keep going. You're doing wonderful. You know,
Mhm.
that kind of thing. We need to perpetuate that. And I really think that it'll catch on. You know, I put something in the relationship soup thing the other day about a black woman going around telling black men how much she loved their spouse. She just picked random men and went up to them. They like, oh man, really? Because black men, we don't hear that often. So that's the thing that honestly, like, I'm hoping that this starts one, the conversation, two, starts the act on doing the work. Like, let's start blowing this actual thing. Let's catch let this actually catch on versus divisiveness. I really want to see the unification of our people and solidarity. I just think that it feels so much better than being divisive, right? So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
Just any light is a good thing to me. So
yeah.
we're gonna have
So
to wrap this up. We're gonna have to
yeah,
wrap it up. This has been
yeah.
a fantastic conversation. Did you want to
Thank you
sing
for
happy
having me.
birthday to your mama? Are we gonna do that? Are we?
Yeah, yeah. We let's go ahead and do the happy birthday to my mama. Hey, mama. I hope you're watching. If not, definitely going to replay on this. Mama's my mama's birthday, so we're gonna do. You know, are we gonna do it like the traditional or Stevie Wonder version? What we
I'm
doing,
gonna let you
Lise?
do it. If you're not gonna put auto tunes on my voice or some Fruity Loops or
Oh, you're
something,
gonna
then
leave me solo? I got
okay.
you.
So I'm just gonna say because I
Uh,
mean, in the
that,
shower with all the acoustics in the shower, like I sound real good. Like I sound like I don't know,
like
like
Whitney.
well without the W, Whitney without the W. So that'd be what
I
Whitney
got you. Hit me,
Huston,
hit me.
Whitney
Nah,
Huston.
hit me. That's it's just,
Hey,
no
I ain't
doubt.
gonna, I ain't gonna play with Whitney.
That's nah. Whitney is a whole nother like thing altogether. She was amazing voice. So yeah. But anyway, to my mom, I'm gonna go ahead and do my happy birthday wish. You know, a little something to my mom. So uh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mama. Happy birthday to you. All right.
Ooh, that
Love
boy
you,
good.
mama.
Boy, good.
Sexual chocolate. I appreciate you,
That was
Lise. Thank you so
beautiful.
much for this episode. Again, I would love to come back and let's have some more real to real conversations and to help push us forward. So I definitely appreciate you and the platform, and thanks for everybody watching out there.
Absolutely.
And yeah,
Absolutely. So you do music producing and things of that sort, right? You have some powerful credentials under you. I don't want to have to, I don't have to say it. I mean, if you want to plug it or whatever, you don't, it's up to you. But
let's go.
so
Let's do it.
how, how can people find you? Like, how can people find you? Like, if they need some work done, whatever, some studio
Yeah.
stuff.
So on Facebook, my whole government name, Maurice Music Man, Music Dash Man Monroe.
Mhm.
On the gram, as they call it, it's Music Man CEO. It looks like Music Man CEO, but it's Music Man CEO because obviously they wouldn't let me put characters in there. And then TikTok is the Music Man, DA, like country. You got to get country with the Music Man on TikTok. So that's where you can find me. You can inbox me. I do beats, I do recording, I do writing, obviously vocalist, the whole 9 years. So if you need some dope beats, like the one that's on Lisa's intro, your boy did that. Also did another plug. I actually done work for my brother Tevin Stutter. Shout you out because that brother always puts me on. I did some beats for him. We did a couple songs together. Even the song he did for Deion Sanders, so I did the beat for that one. Um, if I'm also a DJ, so if you got a wedding coming up, you're like, meet me at the altar if you're righteous. I can do your wedding as well. So I DJ. I do video work. I have a camera, but I'm not going to say it like I'm a photographer yet. But I'm working on that. I'm working on mini gifts. I'm trying to be a all around brother. But I do that. Also, in my day work, I am a business account manager for Verizon Wireless. So, hey, if you got any side hustle, legal side hustle, I should say, your boy can hook you up. Your boy can hook you up with the plan. Uh, and I'm gonna say this for to keep it PG, so we don't get copyright strikes. OF does count, and I'm a wink, so y'all know what I'm talking about. I can get y'all a business account, so I can get you prices that I'm gonna sound like a sales guy, but I can get you Metro PCS prices for Verizon service. So holla at your boy for real.
Metro. Okay, I see you.
Metro PCS prices. So the $45 plan, I can get you that at Verizon. Real story.
Okay.
Uh, uh, aside from that, just somebody who is a man of God, try to be a great friend to my people. But those are a few of the things that I do in terms of my daily skills and what the Lord has blessed me to actually have in my wheelhouse.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So I have to
Thank you,
give the
thank you.
spiel. Oh, yeah. So thank you all for listening. Right. This has been a fantastic show. Thank you so much, Reese, as I call you, for
Yes,
coming on, for your participation, for sharing your experiences and everything. I don't take anything for granted. So thank you so much, Divine Connection. I appreciate you.
thank you.
And to
My
everyone else,
DC.
and to everyone else, listen, I couldn't even begin to shout everybody out. Thank y'all so much. Everybody in the comments, just that are listening on across the platforms. I appreciate you so much. So please share this so that we can just continue to get positive content out, right? And if you don't know where to find us, find me on YouTube. It's Relationship Soup, period. Okay, you got to put the period in there. Okay, if you don't put the period, you're gonna end up somewhere else. So just Relationship Soup, period. Okay, and then on Facebook, it's Relationship Soup Group. Come join the conversation. Hey, we changed some things, right? If you was a member before, come back. We'll take you back, right? So that's Relationship Soup Group, and then of course Relationship Soup LLC. You can find us there. So some words I would like to end with is love yourself, right? And you know what? Fasting is a beautiful thing. You might hear about fasting food, but sometimes you got to fast people. You might have to fast social media, and maybe that'll help with this whole divisive thing, right?
Mm.
Sometimes you might just have to log off, right? And take some time out, reflect, work on self. So I just want to end there. So we will see you next week. Of course, I have another dynamic show lined up next week. I love you all. And thanks so much for listening. And Marie, stick around because we're going to have some shenanigans after the show. You already
You
know
already know.
the
Let's
shenanigans
go.
down. All right. I love y'all. Bye.
Love y'all. Appreciate you.